sorry ass DJ.
You can get some.
Oh, good evening.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
everyone.
Shane.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm over here. Good evening, everyone. The big man is in a plane at the moment, trying to take off from is it Greece? No, Turkey.
Scared to death of flying ears.
I know he is, so he's probably tramadoled up and on everything. But yeah, so tonight we've got Shane on, Staffordshire Searcher. Check out his YouTube channel. Shane's going to be talking about his DEUS Master, which he's had. And in your eyes, Shane, it's changed your detecting totally.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
But we'll get on to that. After Shane's been chatting about his DEUS Master and his settings as well, which he's got on his YouTube channel, we're also welcoming Alan Tamblyn from the National Council of Metal Detecting to update us on the NCMD and also tell those who don't know about it, and also some things that they've got in the pipeline coming up. So that'll be interesting. Alan will be on about half an hour or so. Say hello to a few people in the chat. Nick West, hi Nick, hope you're okay. Stephen Brain, hi Philip Wills. Dominic, hi Dominic. Did you open your triple score? I presume you did with your kids. Dominic won a triple score from Nocta the other week on the show. Mercy and Metal Detecting, we're all well. He won the composite. He did win it, didn't he? Yeah. Have you got that, Shane? The new field kit?
I don't know. I haven't got that.
Always ever so good. I don't know if it's available yet. Little bronze brush there, and that's my favourite one. It's like a little, very, very fine, like wiry Brillo pad, and then there's the standard composite cleaning pencil ends that you get with the composite cleaning pencil, and that one, which is really nice. So when I get a crotal bell and I want to clear out the muck in it, I do that.
See if it rings.
Yes. I hope Donna got to use her legend since the last show. Jim, she actually went out the day before the last show, and I haven't heard from her. So hopefully she's okay. Jim Panting, hello Jim. Hello Andrew T in Canada. Jim's laptop sound is 1 second earlier than the TV tonight. Yeah, it probably is, Jim. Carl Ellis, hi Carl, hope you're okay. Tony Kaywood, all right, mate? I hope you. Oh, Tony, we'll talk about it in a minute. But the router software and the new coil. Hi,
hello,
Jelly.
Nick Berry as well. Did you see what he found the other week, Adrian?
Was it a man?
No, he's a lucky boy. He is.
What's he found?
Saxon gold.
Oh, Nick, good man, good man. I'll tell you what, he's so talented. If you go on, I think it's Nick Berry Art, YouTube, fantastic channel on the things he makes. And I'll just leave it at that. But if you like history and metal detecting and finds and archaeology, go on to Nick Berry's YouTube channel. I think it's Nick Berry Art. Andy Kerridge, hello. David Evans, hi Shane. Nick, hello. Oh, we've got lots. Gareth Howard, hi Gareth. Hope you're well. So yeah, Paul Tongue, hello Paul Tongue. Ange, Derek Sherwin, hi Derek. Adrian, I didn't get an offer for my. Oh, I forgot. Yes, Philip Wills has got an air detector. You know the one that runs off your phone. And I haven't got many detectors, and I'd like to have that one as part of my historical history collection.
I believe you shut the website down, haven't you? No.
Yeah, it probably won't work, but it looks good. Actually,
I've got a review of it.
Yeah, I know.
I feel tested.
Philip, is it the RAF Blue, the one you've got? Because I think Eagle Eye DJ, Matt Kent, hi Matt. Matt, I hope you saw the video last week. I showed the video of your cat receiving a copy of Treasure Hunting magazine. He missed his video. I might have it. I'll have a look in a minute. You saw that, did you, Shane?
Which one?
Nick Berry, do I read the chat off YouTube or Facebook? Both. We've got things. Yes, Tony Kaywood. Quest are re-releasing the air detector soonish. So that will be Matt Kent, Border Collie Cat. let me just talk amongst yourselves, because I think I added the video. No, I didn't. Sorry.
Didn't. James says you missed something out last night. You had a lovely night. I don't. Something to do with a car in an alleyway or something.
Yeah, James gets up to something. I don't know where that's gone, but James gets up to some things. Is the air detector hands free? Like wave your phone 2 inches off the ground from left to right. Ponzi,
No.
hi mate. It's I think it's a bit like the bloke who invented electric car 20 years ago. It sounded good, but things weren't right. And hopefully Quest. I think Quest will absolutely smash it. I think they will smash it. Talking of smashing it, we'll talk about detecting in a minute, but I've got the new routers. I've had the routers first for a while, and they brought a software update out. I had it for a little while, but I think it only came out a week or two ago, 4.7. Tell me if I'm wrong, or 4.3. And I've got the new coil for the Versa, the new elliptical coil, and I flipping found that. And you thought it was a minim, didn't you, Shane?
Yeah.
Very, very, very small. Look how thin that is. And it's a James the First halfpenny. And I can just about see it on the ground, let alone blinking, pick it up with a detector. And that pulled that out at 2 inches on Sunday. Yes, Sunday. And I put another detector over the same target, and it was very faint. And I must say, the VDI and the tone on the Versa was absolutely smashing it. Really, really interesting. It's Tony K with the new coil is amazing. I don't
Did you
know.
find it on a ploughed or pasture?
We don't have much pasture around here, Shane. It's mainly plough. So the farmers they've started harvesting. One of my permissions, he's done like one field, which isn't the best field, but we went on. What one did we go on? Oh, we went on a rapeseed field. So it had been cut.
The stubble on rapeseed soil.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but there were areas where it was dead. But the ground was. Sorry,
I just said evening, Dean.
Oh, hello, Dean. Yeah, it was. It was hard work, but I enjoyed it. And James got hammered, I think, and I think he got hammered. Yeah, he did. I think. But yeah, I was quite impressed with that new coil on the Versa. So we'll see. I think I might do another review on it because they've updated the software and the coil, and it's totally changed the machine since it originally came out. So talking of metal detectors, Shane, tell us a bit of those who don't know you. How long have you been detecting?
Since about a year before COVID-19 hit. So a while now. And
I think you originally bought a cheap machine, didn't you?
I did, yes. Yeah, I brought a cheap machine which found nothing but iron and tin cans, but still it was enough. To be fair, I luckily found a buckle. I think it was an 1800, 1700 Victorian brass buckle, and that's what hooked me. As soon as I found that, I was like, I need to go somewhere good now and get a better machine. And I went to the Vanquish I went from the cheap one to another cheap one, then to a Vanquish, and then the Knox, and so on, and now the DEUS.
And you've got the DEUS Master, which just explain to people what the difference is between that and the...
Yeah, I do have a lot of people asking that, what's the difference? Do you get a control box and blah, 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 blah? But you basically get the puck which the DEUS II has on its ESS, that is used as the control box as well. You still get a VDI on it. You can still change all your numbers on it and so on. And there's literally no difference other than the line. Just seeing the line and seeing the actual display compared to the control box. I don't believe you can save settings as names. That's one downside to it. So it's just like my settings are saved off sensitive, so it's sensitive star minus. And then you can only have so many programs saved to it as well. But that's about the only difference to it. It still uses the same coil, same headphones, and so on. And I absolutely love it. I don't think I'd detect with another machine now. I think it'd be my go-to on everything.
So I know when you first bought it, you messaged me and said, I've found this, found that, and percentage-wise, compared to what your last machine was, would you say your fines rate went up by?
Oh God, 80%.
Mm.
I'm talking
Because
my I didn't really move off the field on my last one either, and when I did move off the field on my other machine, I couldn't use it properly. But now the DEUS, it doesn't matter what I jump on, whether it be mineralised, flinty, plough, whatever, it's still picking it all up.
I mean, Nick Berry, I know, but Nick Berry's put Shane. How many hammered have you had in the last week?
I think 6 over the last 2 weeks. The cut quarters and cut offs and stuff like that, but still.
Yeah. And when you first got the machine, you took it on holiday, didn't you? Down in Essex, you came down here.
Yeah.
And what did you find on the beach?
First outing was Leicester. I went with Rick. We randomly said, right, let's go and follow the Foss Way. So we just drove down to the Foss Way, drove up, got a random permission off some really old bloke who couldn't really hear us. And he says, yeah, go red, whatever you find, keep. And then up came a gypsy ring. So my first outing had a 18-karat gold diamond and ruby gypsy ring.
And it's continued, hasn't it?
To be fair though, I get a lot of people telling me there's different machines better for the beach, but I love the DEUS on the beach. I just put it in beach settings, and it was just all I did was wait for the tide go out. So I went out at 6:30 in the morning, as early as I could, and you have that little black line of sand, don't you, that runs across where it's all the way out, and I just walked across that, and it was like big massive gold ring, then a wedding ring, then another ring, then a titanium ring. I was like, never done anything like it. And
what made you go for the DEUS II? What made, because you've come from a Vanquish to Knox, which is
it was probably Rick. It was probably Rick's influence. Yeah, you know what he's like, Mister. I buy every machine that comes on the market, and I always remember him saying to me, we went over a target when he first had it, and he went over it after, and he said, I dig that, and I says I wouldn't. I says I wouldn't dig it. It sounds too irony. And he says, yeah, but you get more information with the DEUS than you do the Knox. I was like, what do you mean more information? He says, well, you can hear the differences in the tone. So I dug it, and it was at about 14 inches down. It's a massive dandy button. He was right.
Well, Stephen Brame has just put what gives the edge on the DEUS over other machines, Shane. And I think you're saying, I mean, we're saying the fines rate went up and everything. Of course, it depends on what land you're on and know how long you detect. You do detect. You're self-employed, so you do get a chance to get out probably more than most people. But I think you'd say the level of information that was fed back to you from the machine. So Simon Hadlow, what size coil do you use?
What size coil do I use? Sorry, I thought you were talking to them. I use a 9.
You use a what?
9.
9-inch, yeah.
And
Paul Tongue, is there a new coil coming out for the DEUS II?
I've heard sort of rumours.
Yeah. I think, I mean, if it's potentially going to help in stubble, they'd better bring it out quickly, because it would be very good for this time of year. Here we go. Stephen Brame. The DEUS has found lots of hoards and lots of important finds. It seems to have a high success rate. What is your best find, Shane?
Ooh, with the DEUS. Not favourite find, best find I'll go for, which I would say down RCM when I had the end of a axe head, just because of how mineralised the ground was, how tricky it was to find it, and it still banged it out. I'd say that's probably my best with the DEUS. Yes, I've had 6 or 7, 8 gold finds with it and a lot of hammers, but I think the historical side of it, that's what I'd be looking at.
Dominic has said he uses the 9-inch coil, and I must admit, when I first got the DEUS II, I got sent it with the 9-inch coil, and I wanted the bigger one. And I think the 9-inch punches a bit deeper, I think, personally.
I
So
used Rick's because mine went flat the other week, and I do think you lose a little bit of depth in it personally.
on the bigger one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would say that. Stephen Brame, what is the price? Now, this is a good question from Stephen because you've got the Master, which you've got, Shane.
Yeah.
And then you've got the main control box with the DEUS II. So
I believe
you're
you can
looking
get Master somewhere between 600. Is it 600, 800, something like that?
let's have a look.
When it first come out, it was 800, top end 800.
Right, I'm going to share my screen now so we can. Let's go to XP because that's who you bought yours through. So from 799, so you've basically got so no remote WS6. Oh no, that's not the one, is it? It's the
No,
Master.
that's with the remote, isn't it?
There we go.
Pomsey, do you think manufacturers are just kicking out new coils just for the sake of it? Not necessarily. Not when you look at the if it's the coil they're going on about, then no, I disagree with that comment because the shape of them particular coils are meant to punch deeper and get to narrower targets. So no, and
I see where Pomsey's coming from because
I do.
But it's like I mentioned earlier, the Routers First and the new coil they've brought out definitely made a difference. More on the sort of feedback on your ID. I mean, like I said, that James the First penny. It's a nightmare having something like this because you keep dropping it. That James the First penny, which just show you there, that was given a full ID and a clear tone. And I haven't tried it with the other coil. I've got it down here, but I know for a fact it wouldn't have come out as clear as that. Hello,
What's
John
the
Clayton.
difference between the normal DEUS II and the Master?
Here we go. I wonder what the new coils that are supposed to be coming out. They are the white high frequency ones. What would they be used for? I wonder what the new coils are supposed to be coming out.
I think specifying to the DEUS I there personally.
Yeah, the HF coils. I don't think they're going to be on that same sort of thing. Derek showing what's the difference
Just
between
the
the
control
normal
box, buddy.
Yeah, just the control box and the level of programmability of saving things and
The stem's a little bit different. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah. How long have you had your DEUS Master now, Shane?
Nearly probably 18 months or more now.
Right. Okay. And have you got the over-ear headphones from DEUS?
Yes, but I had to stretch them a bit because I've got big flappy ears and it was bloody hurting my ears after a while. So stretch them a bit and they're fine now.
How did you find over-ear headphones coming from a Knox, which has
hated them at first. Absolutely hated them. I got I haven't got my box with me, but you've got the little puck they give you as well. So you've got like the clip-in part, which you can plug a set of headphones in. I was using that at first, but then every time I bent down, my headphones fell out. So then I was like, nah, put these on. After a couple of weeks, I got used to them, but at first, he was making my ears go numb and everything. So I just pulled them apart a bit. And
it'd be nice if XP developed. Have you used the bone conductive headphones that come with the DEUS II? You've probably not got them with the Master. So the DEUS II full pack, they come with the bone conductive headphones for underwater detecting. So you know what I mean. It's like tiny box that sits there and there below on your cheekbones, and it's so weird because those who haven't used bone conductive headphones, whether it's listening to music or metal detecting, you get very clear sound, not through your ears. So everything around you can hear, and yet you hear your targets, and they work underwater very well. But I'm surprised no other manufacturers looked at developing them, because when you're in the field and it's a hot day, the over-ear headphones are absolute godsend.
Did they not do any add-ons for deaf people with them, where you could have like vibrating or something instead?
Well, I think the bone conductive it is. I think if you're deaf, you can hear because it's five vibration.
Vibration.
It was actually who's the composer who cut his ear off? It was he found it from holding a pencil to the piano and holding it against his cheek. He could feel the vibration when he was deaf. Did you say blind people or deaf people?
I don't know. I was meant to be deaf.
I think you said blind. Blind, I can't hear it. Right. I love my DEUS II. Old Simon Hadlow. Have just ordered the full remote to convert my aught, as most of it is compatible, including the shaft. Yes, very good point there, Simon. Yes, you can do that. And I think with XP, very concerned about environmental aspects, and they've won an award for their products because they're fully interchangeable and repairable, and I think there's some sort of environmental thing there. I think it's great how you can have an old machine and just tune it up, bit like cars in the 70s and 80s. You know, you can fit a turbo and big bore exhaust. Jason Millen, I love my DEUS II. I bought it in parts, and that allowed. Oh, there you go. Bought it in parts, and that allowed for the 10% discount. 10%. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot.
And you can use the discount codes from it as well. So if you put Stafford on Regtons, I believe you get 10% off when you get the parts as well.
If you put what? Sorry, say again.
Stafford.
Oh.
So you get 10% off it as well at the same time that way.
John Clayton, Southport Metal Detecting are running a raffle, £10 a ticket for a, I think he means DEUS II. All right, thank you for that, John. We'll have a look. Hello, Jerry O'Donnell from Clodbusting Relic Hunters, Scotland. Oh, here we go. Jelly, yeah, she loves the bone conduction headphones. Try them out in the bath like I did, Jelly, when I first got the DEUS II, because it was, I think it was winter, and I couldn't go in the water anywhere, and the housing manager caught me in the bath with a detector and some headphones. Yes, if they were Bluetooth, yes, it would be if they were Bluetooth, but I know for a fact we had Dilek from Nocta on the show the other week, and they're looking at bone conductive headphones, and they've been trialing it for their machines. But she explained that it is very, very complicated. They've got the look and feel of what they want, but the actual transferring the sound to be as clear as XP do it is very. I'm behind here. Thank you, Matt Kent. Yeah, it was Beethoven who cut off his ear and discovered that you can listen to sound through your cheek. Or Van Gogh. I don't know. Van Gogh was a painter. Van Gogh, the artist, cut his ear off, didn't he? Oh, did he? Well, maybe it was him. I'm sure it's somebody who cut their ear off. Rodney Cook. Hello, Rodney Cook. Good evening. Oh, this is all going wrong now about Beethoven. Hi, from Shropshire. I guarantee if I upgraded to a DEUS II, 2 or 3 weeks later, they would bring out a DEUS III. Every machine I buy, they bring out a new model a few weeks later. Yeah, Michael, it's yeah, I feel the pain. There's a lot of people. I think Shane, no, did you just buy your 800 before they launched the 900? Yeah. So it is. I think going back to what we just said. I mean, the original DEUS has been out now. I think it's 13 or 14 years this year. So I very much doubt. I might even put money on it. They're not going to bring out a DEUS III anytime now. They've brought out the Extreme, which is not a real hobbyist detector unless you've got loads of money. I reckon they're probably just going to continue doing some big upgrades in the next few years. Oh dear.
Nick Berry, Adrian, make sure you give me some great poses for the photo shoot at the RCM.
Yes, thank you, Nick. I had been drinking some beer. The best, Simon Hadlow, the best thing about the auction and the DEUS, yes. Now, Shane, how did you find that when you went, the compactness and the weight when you went from your last machine?
Literally, mate, life changing. I got the diagnosis of me arthritis in my spine as well. And then I got the DEUS, which was like, wow, this is light. And then I had a McGrafter in the other hand. I was like, wow, it's not like I'm carrying anything anymore. Went from the steel Nocta Macro Spade and a Nox 800, carrying that around with a backpack on, to just them now. It's so much better.
And obviously that's helped you medically.
Yeah,
having a lot of machine. Yeah. No, that is really good. Van Gogh's still going on. Van Gogh cut off his own ear to prove his love. Well, we won't go too deep. We've got Alan Tamblyn coming on shortly. Those who've got any questions to talk to us about the NCMD, before I forget, Alan is just doing his hair and putting his makeup on in the green room. So once he's done that, he's not fully dressed yet, but hopefully he's got a top on, some trousers, because he's busy changing. I didn't know people still had those white fronts. Anyway, Shane, if you could choose a find to get, you found pretty much everything. What would your next find be with the DEUS Master?
Oh, I've always wanted a proper Saxon coin. I mean, I've had a skeet, but I mean, like with one of the kings on it, or a gold Roman. Gold Roman's always been my big one.
Yeah. Mine's a fibula at the moment.
I've got a few here if you want one.
We've got Mr. Fodder and Gary Cook. I think they're together tonight. Gary's got a fondue evening, a vegan fondue evening, and I think Fodder, being vegan, has gone round there. So they're probably sitting in their pajamas together watching the show. Gary's got loads of fibula. Yes, we know, fibula. I spoke to Gary Cook this week, and he said that I will definitely get a fibula at this year's Rodney Cook, which brings me on to that. It's only a few weeks away. Very much looking forward to it this year. I think we're going to have a heat wave based on the weather we've got. Those who did go on the reserve list for tickets and haven't fortunately got any, check your email, because a load of emails were sent out this week and not everyone's responded. I know a lot of people have been changing tickets and stuff, but check your spam, especially if you've got Hotmail, Yahoo, or any of the non-big ones. Just check your spam folder, because you might have an email in there with a link to purchase some more.
Simon Hadlow, I will link it you at the end, buddy. I'll put it in the chat.
What's Simon Hadlow say? Oh, it's going a bit quick. Oh, blimey, James Barnes. James Barnes went from the CTX to the DEUS II before I was on the move. Yeah, I bet it was. I bet it was it. Adrian, what was your Albert VDI in the bath? 47, I recall. John Clayton, I got a George the 4th, 1824 penny off the beach this week. Yeah, I'll tell you what, talking of beaches, that's a strangler, isn't it?
Did you see that fine grim bleeper had off the beach the other week?
No.
A gold Tudor pin with all jewels and everything on it.
It probably came off out the rock face.
Basically, it was in the rocks.
Yeah. It's a lot of people forget that, but there's some weird bloke on the front of Treasure Hunting magazine this month, and look at that! What I found on the beach.
I can't tell what it is. It's too small for me.
American dollar.
Oh, American dollar.
But look how clean that came. That was 1952 American half dollar. I mean, I can imagine if it was like 1942 from the Second World War, but it's some American serviceman or someone on holiday, I suppose, dropped it in the sea. Right. Nick West, have your picture. Oh, well, this is interesting. Nick West, have your picture taken with a World War I and a World War II machine gun at the RCAM for a donation that all goes to the RCM. Oh, that would be good. That would be good. That would be very good. I think Facebook will love that when we post it up. There is I wish to have a game, actually. Who can have their post last the longest on Facebook holding a machine gun? We're still going on. But Jim Panting, was it Mersey, Jim, where I found that? No, it wasn't. It was, you're not going to believe this, Southend. Well, more Westcliff way. So, and it was right, probably, it was very close to the water's edge. Gary Cook, we will be announcing this year's lineup for the comedy night. So that'll be coming very, very soon. And John Clayton, some kids dug up 2 massive holes, so I went round the spoils, then boom. Oh, gosh. Right. Any more questions for Shane? He's not feeling well tonight, and he's done really well coming on because he's got COVIDs. And he's been really rough.
I'm sweating.
Yeah. He's in his locked away in a bedroom upstairs because his wife doesn't want him near her, which is understandable. I don't think that's to do with cold. Sorry. Jelly, I had an Indian head one sent from a Norfolk field last weekend. It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really weird. I know it's not that weird, but no,
Matt, but I might try that, buddy.
Yes, you should take fish oil. Right. Shane, this is Jason Marlham. This is a good question. What program
do you run on your days too? I run sensitive, and then my own settings altered towards them. I can't remember them bang off the top of my head, but I know I run the discrim around 5.4. Sensitivity, I bust up to like 98 if I can. Normally run it about 95. Reactivity 3, iron volume 3. I can't remember it exactly, but I will post it at the end in this chat. Can't do it now because we're streaming off my phone.
Well, I can do something magic.
There we go.
I can do that. There we go. So if you go on Shane's channel, you can look at that. Right, here we go. One more thing. Gary Cook, 75 tickets left for the No Frills Weekender. I thought it was less than that, Gary, but we'll see. So if you want to go to the Rodney Cook No Frills, it's fun, but without the frills. It's got toilets, so it's still fun. And there's going to be, you can drink and sleep in a tent and detect and have fun. There's tickets still available. If you want to go, I highly recommend it. Are you going to be there, Shane?
The No Frills is a bit too close to my wedding, so probably
yes,
not.
I forgot you're getting married. Yes. So yeah, that might cause an issue. But yeah, if you want them, go to rodneycookmemorial.co.uk, rodneycookmemorial.co.uk, and you can quickly get a ticket there. Shane's on fire with those settings. Thank you, Fod. Jim Pantin. Oh, Jim. Yes, Jim, you're going to the No Frills. Matt Kent. There you go. See, you don't just learn about metal detecting on this show. Diagnose after oil capsules and in alcohol. That is amazing. Thanks, Matt. Thank you very much. Right. One more. No more questions for Shane? If anyone's got one, quickly ping it in there. But he'll be here, won't you? Is that right? Yeah. Because Gary Cook, no excuse, Shane. You'll be at the main Rodney Cook, won't you, though?
I certainly will.
Right. So
we're doing the show from there, Adrian.
Yes, I am doing the show with the big man himself when he's back.
Are you going to be there on the Wednesday, on the Thursday for the show?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I am. Yes. I think I'm going to sleep in a tent, which is going to be quite bizarre. But anyway, Fodder Phil, can you ask Gary Cook to call me? Yes, we will, Fodder. We've just asked that. Derek Sherwin, what date is the No Frills? Right, just quickly, it's the 4th of October, Friday, to Sunday, the 6th of October, and detecting from 12 p.m. on the Friday, lunchtime, 500 or 600 acres. So hopefully that answers your question. But if you go to rodneycookmemorial.co.uk, it's all on there. Right, visit Shane's YouTube channel, find out all about it, and his programs, and especially his finds, which are pretty exceptional. So thank you, Shane. Right, we are now going to invite Mr. Alan Tamblyn on, who's going to talk to us about the National Council on Metal Detecting, which a lot of you know about, a lot of you are members. There might be some people in the chat who aren't a member or were a member and they've forgotten to redo their membership. So I'll bring Alan in. Hi, Alan.
How are we doing, guys? You okay?
Yeah,
Nice to see you. How are you doing, Shane?
I'm not too bad. How are you, Alan?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. We've just got back from literally just got back from York. Actually, we've been up doing some creating some information videos with the lovely Emma Yore and Ben Shires. So,
oh, Ben, I love Ben.
Yeah, cracking lad.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing my makeup just then. Actually, I was actually eating cake, which anybody that knows me will know that that's my usual pastime. But just to say as well, anybody that doesn't have a ticket for the No Frills. The Rodney Cook No Frills. The Rodney Cook No Frills has got more frills than most. So if you haven't got a ticket, get yourself along there.
Right. Yes, there's still tickets.
You got lots of people saying hello as well, Alan.
How we doing, guys? You okay? Good to see you all.
Yes, got Alan Tamblyn, oi Alan, Fodder, Jelly, hi Alan, Stephen. There's loads of people.
It's Ben coming this year.
This what? Sorry,
is Ben coming again this year?
Yeah. Ben will be there. Yeah, cracking lad.
Sorry, Alan. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, mate. There is so much going on at the minute in the background, and it's good to have this opportunity actually to bring some of it to the front and bring you guys up to speed with some of it. So if I could just sort of throw some things at you all, and just, some of it will be new, some of it will be new to a lot of you, and a lot of it's important. There's some really important things going on in the background, and I mean, we've been in post now. I've been in post now for just over 2 years, and during that time, we've done a lot. We've recruited a new committee and a board of trustees from our membership. We've created policy documents. We want to make sure, obviously, that we run efficiently, but also we want to be fully transparent to all the members. We've upgraded the membership system. We can now contact every individual member. We've doubled our membership in the last 2 years to almost 40,000 from less than 20,000 when we took over. We've also increased the fine-tooth fund, which is, I know, a big subject for a lot of people. We've actually increased it from 300,000 to 435,000 during that time. It's a very important thing, because that money is there to protect the hobby from outside interference.
And just stopping on that, Alan, rather than write all the questions down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those who are new to the hobby or are sort of thinking, well, why is the NCMD there? We nearly lost the right to detect many years ago, and through the courts, and lots of money was potentially spent and could be spent again, and that is one of the main reasons the NCMD has got money there in the pot ready for that moment when we suddenly do sadly have the rights taken away to detect. Am I not right?
That's correct, mate. And the thing is, back in the 80s, there was a stop campaign. So anybody that isn't aware of that, you can look it up. It was called the Stop Campaign. They wanted to stop metal detecting, ban metal detecting in the UK. A lot of the people that were involved in that, on the archaeologist side, are still in post, and a lot of them would still happily ban metal detecting tomorrow. So we need to be clear on that. So the idea that the NCMD is there to, provide insurance or whatever, that's a tiny bit. The insurance we provide because the NFU recommend to landowners that they have insurance. So we provide it to our members as part of our membership. But it's only that. It's a part of what we do. The important thing is that we protect our hobby from anybody outside interfering with it and bringing in legislation to ban it or control it. We enjoy a freedom in the UK to detect that they don't enjoy across most of Europe. And that is purely down to the efforts of the NCMD. The NCMD was formed by metal detectorists for metal detectorists, and that's still the case. All of us now, we're all metal detectorists. People like myself and Dave and Chris and so on. We're all metal detectorists, and we've come in to do this job because we passionately believe in the hobby and our right to detect. But there's lots of things, and being able to communicate with everybody is very key to that. So, as part of the process, we brought in a system where we can communicate with everybody. Everybody can communicate with us. So now we get, on a daily basis, we get questions and queries, lots of things around the treasure process, lots of things around the fines recording process. And we do get involved in that a lot on behalf of our members with, with the TVC and so on. And so we understand it. We also understand that there's pressures and issues with the treasure process, with the fines recording process. It's not perfect. We know that the guys, but it's important. And the guys that work within that, the FLOs, they do a cracking job actually under a lot of pressure. There's lots of financial pressures. A lot of them, only do that role part time. And, like with all things at the moment, there are funding issues, and there will continue to be funding issues. So what we're doing is kind of understanding the issues, understanding what we can do, and we're doing it. So, the key things that we're doing now to help the hobby, help our members, and actually help build stronger relationships with the archaeological community, with the PAS and all that goes with that. So we're currently upgrading our website to make it more interactive, and that will allow us to do a lot more things going forward. We've developed a fantastic app for recording your finds and find spots. I was talking to Ben earlier, actually, Ben Shires. He's been using it, and it's given him some fantastic information about his find spots. But the thing is, at the moment, the information that you record on the app can only be accessed by you and no one else. Also within the app, it's got all your account information, including your digital membership card. You can, elect to have a digital Digging Deep copy of Digging Deep, or you can have a printed copy or whatever. So there's lots of things you can do with the app. We're currently upgrading the app because we've had a lot of feedback we've got thousands of members using the app at the moment, and we've had lots of feedback. We've utilized that, and our developers are currently upgrading the app to take all of that feedback into account. The thing is, the recording of finds with the PAS is extremely important. It's the biggest issue that archaeologists have got with us. When we find things, we need to ensure that our national heritage is recorded for posterity. Because that's what we're doing. You find something in the ground, it's a record of somebody that lived there, that was there, that dropped that item, 1,000 or 2,000 years ago. You take it home, and if you don't record that, it's just an item. When you record it, you're actually recording that item for posterity. It's important. As I said, we know the process is stretched. We know that they're under pressure. So we're actually developing a finds recording portal. So you will soon be able to upload all your past and current finds and find spots online. And one of the benefits of that is you can pull out of that on Google Maps, and you can see all your find spots, see all the clusters are, and find your way back to it when you go back onto your fields. But the important thing is that if you choose to, going forward, you will be able to share that information with your FLO. And we're also working with the PAS so that information will be able to be uploaded onto their new database to form part of the PAS record. So it'll be a massive step forward, and will benefit everybody, because it will mean that you can easily, upload the information on your finds, that the FLO can easily access it, and they'll be able to easily incorporate it into the PAS. Alan,
Sorry, excellent stuff hearing that. Just got lots of questions, which I'll quickly, whilst we're talking about apps and things. Adrian McStraw, he's not very clever. Is the app available in Northern Ireland?
The app is available to everybody. So the app is available to everybody. The laws are different, obviously, in every country, and we understand that. But the app is available for everybody.
Brilliant. We've got Philip. That was app related. Matt Kent, he was saying his Suffolk PAS, him and his wife have a monthly direct debit to support them. They are so underfunded. So you're right on that.
Fantastic. Thank you. That's a great thing, guys, and well done.
Yeah, we can all do it. If you personally feel that your flow's underfunded or needs more money, because they're not paid a lot, they're really not. You could probably earn more money working. You could earn more money working in Tesco's, and they're dealing with us. But going back to that, what you were saying about the sharing the finds with the flow, me and you have spoken about this for the last few years or whatever.
Yeah.
It is an issue because I take a day off work, I drive there, I hand over my find, I chat, come away. fines ready for me to collect. I take another day off work and drive up there. So you've got self-employed people who are losing money, whereas if you can record it on the app and that data is shared on a portal with the flow, and she turns, let's say I find a very small piece of gold that's like a coin, and I want to know, is it a coin or is it actually a bit of metal that someone squashed in 1978 on some sort of bench press by accident? She, on the portal, in theory, they could say, thank you, agent, this is not of historical significance, you can come and collect it whenever you want or whatever, rather than, or, you know, which I know then there's no rush to go and collect it or whatever. Whereas it just makes complete sense, and it's better for the environment, everyone driving up there and blocking traffic and everything. So I'm sorry, I butted in there. Adrian McStraw.
I've got a question, Alan, with the app. I've recently been doing a lot of training with the past to be a self-recorder. So being able to record all my own fines and upload all my own stuff. Would there be something on the app at a later date where there could be possible, like, more levels? Because I know on the PASS website they have levels depending on your membership. So then, like, if you were a self-record, you have the option to submit them yourself before the flow season with all the information and so on.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, I mean, I went up to the British Museum and I spent a day up there looking at that system, and it's very antiquated, it's very clumsy. And at the moment, there's about, you know, we've got 40,000 members in the UK. So there's our 40,000 plus however many others that aren't members that, you know, detect us. And out of that, there are 70 people that are self-recorders. And the reason there's only 70 recorders is the fact that it's a very complicated system and it's very clumsy. Yeah. So the new process that's being developed, there's a new website and a new app, a new website and a new database that's being developed for the PAS, and we're working with them. So the idea will be is that our app will integrate into their system. So our app will effectively be the front end to that, because what will happen is that you go on there. For anybody that hasn't got it, just download it. Any members, just download the app. And if you're not a member, it's £8 a year or less if you do multiple years. And you download the app and you've got a fantastic tool. You take a photo of the fine spot, it records it in what 3 words, as well as a grid reference. So, you know, it's a fantastic piece of kit. And going forwards, all of that information will be able to be uploaded. We're going to work it on we're looking at like a traffic light system. So the FLO can go amber, red, green. So red would be, you know, we're not going to record that. Amber will be, yes, I'm going to record that. Green will be, I'd like to talk to you about that, for instance. You know what I mean? So it means that you can go in there and know that the FLO's had a look at it. The FLO will get alerted that, you know, when you've got fines on there. All of this will be revealed. It's being built as we speak, and we're not very far away from having the prototype in place. We will definitely be going live this year. And like I say, it will, in terms of your question, Shane, it will be integrated into the system. So it will make life a lot easier for everybody to record their fines. And because that's key. I mean, there's 1.7 million fines at the moment on the database, right? There could probably, with more facilities, more resource, and with more people doing it, there will be, it'll be probably 10 times that. I just saw the question about YouTube. Hi, Jim. We're actually in the process of doing that. So when we've done we've been doing some information videos now. We're going to be doing one for the app and the portal shortly, and that will then go out alongside. When we launch the portal, the app will go, the tutorial will go out with it, so that, you know. But we're working with, you know, we've got my old mate Dave Crisp. He's So
did he find a hoard?
No,
well,
he did, but he doesn't like to talk about it. Yeah, he don't like to talk about it. No, so we're working around him. I mean, you know, Dave's, you know, 70 odd years old and all the rest of it. So he's kind of one of the templates of this, because, as he would say, you know, if he can do it, anybody can do it, and he can do it, and he's using the app and everything. So, but, you know, in terms of using the portal, you know, he is one of the people that we're using to sort of help develop it. So we're going to make it very easy. Oh, yeah, that little
52,500 coins. 52,500 coins. Sorry, I still. He's never spoken to me about it.
So that's what Gary says about parish only and all that. I mean, all those things are in there. So anything that needs to happen can happen. So none of that's an issue. But the whole thing about parish only, when you actually look into it, the important thing is knowing where things were, where settlements were, or whatever. So it is an important thing, and there are reasons why people have asked for parish only. But again, we're going to try and work with those as well, because there's lots of things I won't go into here because we haven't got time. But there's lots of things that I've discovered as we've gone along the way that concern me. So I'm a metal detectorist. So if it bothers me, the things that bother you bother me. So there's things that bother me, and I'm working on at the moment.
It definitely needs some sort of sorting, though. 100%.
Yeah. So we'll be able to come back to you on that.
Just a quick question, Alan.
Yes,
it's more Stephen Brame. On the permission forms, it mentions an expiry date. This is the contract I think he's talking about that you hand over to the landowner. He's saying it confuses my landowners. Can this be removed from the form, or I'm asking why is it on there? So basically, on the website, you've got the forms.
I've always used it, and I've always said to use it as a benefit for me. So I've turned to the farmer and said, "Look, if I ever upset you, we'll leave it blank. If I ever upset you, there's a date there. If you want to put a date on it, there you go."
That's why
I use it.
Yeah, and what we've tried to do, again, what you need to sort of bear in mind is with all of this, we've been working closely with the NFU, for instance. So there's lots of things that we've been doing since we came on board. Working with the NFU is part of it, because without landowners and without the support of landowners, there is no hobby. So, we've been working very closely with them, and, and our permissions document at the moment, it's gone through various levels and being approved at various levels. It's now with their legal department. So we're just waiting for the legal department to sign it off, and then we can stick the NFU, logo on it as well. And obviously that will help with landowners. And one of the things that we get a lot of feedback on is that when people go in and they say, "I'm a member of the NCMD. Here's the NCMD Code of Conduct for metal detecting. Here's a copy of the NCMD insurance document. Here's a copy of the search agreement." And when they're going in with all of that, landowners are looking at it and going, "Oh my God." I mean, one guy came back. And if you're listening, thanks for the feedback. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was saying that when he used to go before, he might get 1 out of 10 would say yes. When he was going in with all of that and going armed with that, he's been pretty well getting 9 out of 10. So he's turned it around just by giving that information. And one of the things that I will say as well, in regards to permissions, whether you're a rally organizer, event organizer, or whether you're an individual getting permissions, I can tell you now, verbal permissions, verbal agreements, handshakes are great until they go wrong. And when they go wrong, they are not worth the paper they're written on. And I've seen them go wrong, and we've been involved in quite a few. So it's
I see what you mean.
Just about Archer UK. Well, one of the problems is around Archer UK, because a lot of the data they get, they actually skim off the system. So I'm not very happy with that.
Adrian, have you used the app? Because I haven't used it yet.
I haven't got a smartphone. I've still got my Nokia 4310.
The question I was getting at.
Yes, I have used the app, and I have got it on my phone. I should use it more, but prior to the app, I used the Just Detect app, which disappeared, and I helped.
Did you use the Tech2Track app?
Yes, I've used Tech2Track.
Is it like that?
To be honest, the NCMD one is really, really, really easy to use, and it's free. Well, you're paying sort of.
But I mean, like how you take your photo of it and pinpoint it onto the map for you, so you can go back to it. Is that what it's like?
Oh yeah, that's what it does. That's exactly what it does.
Yeah. And I think Alan's doing some updates that's going to make it even better.
Yeah.
Does it give you?
So it'll be more accurate with the updates that we'll have. We're doing triangulation and satellite technology and etc. But
does it give you grid reference as well?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so when you go in a field, you can pull out on Google Maps. I mean, Ben Charles was showing me earlier, he's got a site, without giving too much away, but he's got a Roman site, and he was looking from like where there was a potential site, and over here's the Roman road, and he was finding this, and when he pulled out on the map, it was this great big long line of all his Roman finds were in a great big long line, which suggested that's the roadway from this settlement through to the main Roman road. So there's lots of things, and when you get into the field, you can just say, well, I want to go back to that find because it's listed. So you put on a Roman brooch or whatever it was, gold Roman coin when you find that bad boy. So you go on there, you click on it, and then it will walk you to it from where you are standing in the gateway. It will walk you to the exact spot that you lost it.
Oh, I like that.
And then you can dig that area in 3 years' time when it's been ploughed and all that good stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's a fantastic tool. Archaeologists use it. I mean, some of the FLOs, one of the FLOs was saying he uses it all the time because it's a great way of him recording his finds when they're doing a dig, when they're actually doing an excavation. They use it to record their finds. So it is a really good piece of kit. And
I'll just say as well, sorry, Alan. I'll just say as well, the NCMD is not out there to make loads of money out of you, and they're not. Well, they're £8 a month for membership, but I think we just reiterate here: you don't share that data unless it's the flow, which
at the moment we don't share the data at all. The only person that can access the data at the moment is you. It's on your phone, and we can't touch it, we can't see it, right? And that will always be the case. What will happen with the new system, because it's important, obviously, that we're able to share it with the FLO and share it onto the database. With your permission, the FLO will be able to access that and share your data, right? But it will only be the nominated FLO that will be able to do that and be able to access that. So there's nobody else can see it, nobody else can get to it, nobody else can access it. And I think that's very important because I wouldn't want that. So that is very key. But at the moment, nobody can see it by you. But what you can do once you've taken a photo of the find spot, put in its Roman brooch, whatever, you can then, when you get home and you clean it all off, you can take some nice photos of it, etc. Do a bit of research, find out a bit of information. You can then upload those photos to the record and that information to the record. So what you're also creating is your own digital record. Yeah, there you go. You're creating your own digital record of your finds. So over time, you have a complete digital record of every find, every important find, where the find spot is, and all the information about it.
I'll download it after this. I've been trying that.
Honestly, you won't be disappointed. And when we do the other thing, it'll be really good. But there's some other things that I wanted to just sort of touch on, if I may, just to sort of move it forward, because there are other key things. The NCMD, really, National Council for Metal Detection, we represent the hobby at government level, right? There's lots of things that we need to be dealing with, and we all need to be standing together to do that. So one of the things that we're doing that, for instance, is we're in the process of setting up a work group for rally organisers, for instance. And between us, we're going to create a voluntary code of conduct for rallies. The idea has been very well received, and it's been very well supported by a lot of rally organisers. As many will know, I'm part of the RCM team, so we understand how the importance of all of this and the importance of doing things properly. And it's probably an area that is under the spotlight, without going into too much depth, but it is an area that is under the spotlight, on all levels and even within the government. So it is something we need to do, and it is something we need to work on. We're also going to do the same thing with retailers, so that everybody gets a voice and everybody gets to have a say in the hobby and in what we do to support it. Couple of good things now, actually. One thing that we are going to be doing, so next month we're going to be launching the NCMD National Finds Competition. The trophies will be named after Trevor and Sue Austin. They were founder members of the NCMD, and we seriously owe those people the freedom to detect, along with all those that came before us. The NCMD committee, going way back, done a fantastic job. We've got a judging panel. We've got the technology. It'll be all online. All will be revealed. You know a bit more about it than most, Dave, but we've got some very prestigious judges on the panel. We've got some great prizes to compete for, but we're also going to make it educational for everyone to understand why the judges have made their decisions about the various finds. So that's something that we're going to be putting more information out on, and all our members will be getting an email in the next week or so with all the information on that and about how that's going to work. But that will start running as of the 1st of next month. So in terms of outside of that and the bodies that we work with, we've been working very closely with the KRTR up in Scotland. They're currently reviewing the Trove and the Trove laws. So we've been working very closely with them with lots of things, and we've introduced our app to them, for instance, and the use of the app, and they're looking at that at the moment to maybe incorporate that in the system going forward. The big one is, and this is a big one, is the announcement of the government inquiry into metal detecting, which was announced a few weeks back. Now, this was a big deal. Now, sometimes things happen in life. Now, the NCMD in the past has had this fighting fund and all that, and we've been standing there, and a lot of the guys for a long time were entrenched, waiting for the next onslaught from, well, we've done things a little bit different. I come from a slightly different background to that. So, we've kind of taken it to them. And to be fair, I've had meetings with Michael Lewis, and we've had some very, very frank and open discussions and exchanges, actually.
Sorry, Alan, just those who don't know, who's Michael Lewis?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Michael Lewis is the head of the Portable Antiquities Scheme and Treasure Process for England and Wales. Different set up in Scotland, but for everywhere across the British Isles, outside of Scotland, it's Michael Lewis. We've had some very frank and open discussions, and we're actually in agreement on a lot of things. But it's about us all working together. It's about collaboration, because ultimately it's in all of our it's our mutual interest. It's in our mutual interest for all of us to be working together, and that's what we're working towards. Landowners, us, and the PAS between us have created 1.7 million. A database of 1.7 million finds, which is a massive database. It's a world-leading database of archaeological information, and actually, it's our national heritage is contained on that website. And also, we've got thousands of finds. Those treasure items that go through that we all moan about and the time taken and all that, it's like a resource. But for instance, the technology we're bringing in will help speed it up. But the point is that it's important, and those items. There's so many items in museums across the country. In the British Museum, some fantastic items that have been preserved for the nation. So all of these things are important, and we need to be working together, all of us. But the closer we all work together, the easier it becomes. There's all this thing like problems that we're getting, or issues, challenges, getting permissions and all this stuff. If we're all working together for the common good, all of it will be improved. And I think this thing here with the government actually opened up a big door for us, because we kind of saw the kink in the door, and we kicked it open and threw the grenade in, really. I mean, we put together a 10-page report about metal detecting, the benefits of it, and the current issues as we see them. There's huge amounts of our landscape that are being buried under concrete, and when those things are happening, and they're being lost. Anything that's getting buried under concrete is lost forever. And that's a national scandal, by the way, and that is something we are seriously. I'm passionate about that, and we are seriously.
Well, I think that's going to get worse, Alan. I think with the house building going on, and
it will get worse. It will get worse if we let it get worse. But if we deal with it, it won't. And this is the thing, you see. So one of the things we've done, we put in a 10-page report into the inquiry. The election came along. Which put all that on hold, right? But it will be resurrected, and the chairman of that inquiry that was looking into that has read and actually agrees with the report. So we're looking forward to moving that forward. But I'm pushing now for a meeting with the new head of state for heritage, which is Lisa Nandy, to discuss the importance of metal detecting in the preservation of our heritage. The thing is, our history is in the plough soil, and we as a nation have a duty to preserve it and record it. And that's what we're pushing for. And that is absolutely what we're pushing for. And we're the custodians of the plough soil, us, not anybody else, us. We're the ones that are out there finding these items. So we will be pushing hard to make sure that going forward, things like archaeological, as you say, hi, Derek, archaeological surveys and things, there should be a survey that goes with every bit ahead of any building in the UK. So these are things that we're working on, and we've got the technology. We've built the technology. We've created the technology that we can do all of this. And we could do it very easily. We could do it now. So this is what we're pushing for. So the NCMD isn't just about insurance. It's massively more than that. And anybody that isn't a member should be, because we're metal detectorists working hard on your behalf. And as you said earlier, we're not there to make a profit. We're there to make the money to run the organization and be able to invest in the facilities we're investing in, and also to invest in that fighting fund. Because what it means is anybody that wants to go down the route of the past needs to know, and we do let them know.
Bring it on.
We've got nearly £500,000, and you know, we work hard to be as efficient as we can be, and every spare pound ends up going on into the fund to top it up. So all in all, you know, we're a great organization. Everybody else, you know, everybody is coming in under the umbrella of that now, whether it's retailers, whether it's rally organizers or whatever. And we can all stand together, and what a powerful force we are. Alan,
sorry, I know you're very shy coming on here, and you've not got a lot to say. You're not very passionate about the NCMD. No, it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff, and it's nice having someone on who can talk and talk about things we're interested in. Just a quick question. I'm an NCMD member. I go on my permission tomorrow. I dig down and I find a bit of clay, and then I find a bit of couple of coins, and I think, hang on, I've got a hoard. Oh, what do I do? What do I do if I'm an NCMD member?
Right. Thank you, Abe. Not that was rehearsed. But that's,
no, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. But it's something which I think the NCMD offers, and it is very important, especially if you're new in the hobby.
It really is, because the thing is, there are certain things that happen that we can be criticised for. One of them is not recording our fines, so we're creating the solution for that. Another one is what happens when we find a hoard. Now, if it's an in situ hoard or a significant item, right, what should happen is, as soon as you think you found it, you should stop digging. You should stop digging straight away, right? And regardless of whether you're on a rally, a club day out, a club event, or your own permission, you should stop digging, right? If you're on a bigger event and there are other people there, you should let them know, let the organisers know what's happened. The organisers should have a policy in place, a process in place for dealing with that situation. You know, some sticks and some rope to mark it off and all that stuff. But what should happen then? You notify the landowner, and you should secure the site. But you should then notify your FLO, but typically you'd find it on a Saturday or a Sunday, and they're not working. So what you do is you go onto your app, you go onto the website or whatever, or onto your card, actually your membership card. And there's a number on there. It's a hoard hotline, and what you do is you phone that number, right? And you can phone up at 8 o'clock on a Sunday evening, right?
You won't get an answer.
Yeah. You might not get an answer straight away, because that person might be doing something, but they will get back to you, pretty well straight away. There won't be that. Probably stuff in my face, actually, but because a lot of it comes through to me. So basically, what happens? We share that load, but we've got a WhatsApp group, which is Michael Lewis, head of the PAS, and Ian Richardson. And then all the flows, the regional people, the museum curators, all that, they're all on that WhatsApp group. So what would happen is you would phone me up, Aid, and say, I've just found this hoard. And I would say, well done, mate, congratulations. Stop digging, secure the site. If you need to, get the farmer to stick a tractor over the top of it or whatever to protect it, if there's, other people being on a rally or whatever, then that's what you need to do. But what happens is that I will then take the rough details I'll take the postcode of the farm, and I will just notify the area on the app and say there's been a hoard found in the Norfolk area, whatever, and they will then notify the FLO, the appropriate FLO. They would also between them start the process. So the aim really is to get an archaeologist, a qualified person out there as a matter of urgency to excavate it. Now, the reason that the NCMD gets involved is because a lot of these guys, coins quantifies a hoard. So if it's 2 silver or 2 gold coins that are 300 years old or more, if it's 10 bronze coins or more that are 300 years old, that constitutes a hoard. But the important, and there's other things to that. If you don't know what the answer is, you need to go on the NCMD website or the PAS website. All the information you need is on there. But going back to that, so
yeah. Sorry, we've got lots of questions. Go on, finish.
Hang on, let me just finish on this if I could. So what happens is, just to be clear on it, when you find a hoard, right, it's important that it gets excavated by an archaeologist. So all the contextual information that can be found around the pot or whatever is preserved. And that is so important. It's one of the things we get criticized for. So we get an archaeologist in. Now, they haven't got the funding anyway. So we will fund it. The NCMD will fund that up to £500 for them to go in there and excavate your hoard properly with all the surrounding soil and everything else. And then it'll go off to the lab, and then they'll do the whole thing, and they'll do all the research around it. It's important. So stop digging, phone the number, and then we'll work with you and take it from there. But it's all secured, by the way. Nobody else knows the information. Nobody shares the information. And that's the other thing you should do when you find it, is don't go sharing all the information across Facebook and everything else, because the last thing you want is anybody diving in on it and stealing it under your nose. Right? Very well said, Alan. Very well said. Anyway, right. We've got some questions now, because time's flown by tonight. And we've got some questions, and this is one which I'm going to bring up. It's from Philip Wills, one of our regular viewers. Alan, can you promise that funds will never be wasted on giving away loads of detectors again? So Philip's obviously not happy that detectors were given away each Christmas. I just wondered what your thoughts were and other people's thoughts were on that, who are members, because we get the app, we get a lot of things, but we get digging deep. We get a website, we get a forum, we get a key ring for our keys, and get a digital piece. We get a lot of things, but the word wasted, in your eyes, Philip, possibly. Me, I think if I was a child and I was 13 and my dad won a detector and we didn't have much money, and that enabled me to detect, if I only had a cheap detector and I won a better one, I could potentially have better time detecting. You can look at it two ways. I was interested in what your thoughts were, Alan, and Shane as well. Well, I can tell you, Philip, that I can't promise that, because it's something that has been voted on and agreed that we do as a committee. And we've got a board of trustees as well. So any big decisions like us stopping that, we would have to go through and discuss or whatever. We could do a members forum on it and ask what our members are. But one thing we do know is that it is very popular, and we do know that everybody that wins, it's very well received. And in terms of in terms of that, we just thought it was a nice thing to do for our members. Cheers things up at Christmas or whatever. But if anybody's got a view on that, then let me let me know. Let message them. Send me an email. Nick Berry, she has put in the chat, Alan Tamblyn, could you do a price structure for a lifetime membership so you can have money up front for help? That's a very good thing, actually, Nick, because a lot of companies nowadays, like the Cat League and Dog Protection League, leave money in your will. I think, if I said I'll sign up for life, I don't know, 250 quid or 150 quid. That's a good call, Alan. That is a great call, Nick, and thank you for that. I've just made a note of that. A couple of things I would say. First of all, bequest, right? In terms of a bequest and being left it, we were actually left a bequest, and the money that we were left, we decided that we needed to do something that would benefit all of our members, right? And the thing that we've done is we've put that money towards the development of the digital portal and the latest thing of the app. Because everybody then will be able to record their finds, and everybody will be able to share them with the FLO or the Trove in Scotland. So that is a big thing, and a chunk of that funding was covered by a bequest. So anybody that wants to leave their money to us. It will go to a very good cause. What we do the lifetime membership. The trouble is with that. How do you equate it? How do you work the number out? I mean, one of the best things that you can do is, for instance, opt for the digital only option and use your card on the app, because if you do that, that saves us money. The other thing that you can do, for instance, is you can so there. I mean, there's your membership card. So there's your membership card with all your details, the digital version, right? So within the app. So you know that's one thing. But the other thing you can do is have your just do it as a rolling direct debit, so that every year it just auto renews every year, and then that way we kind of know what we're going to get, and that is a big help.
Matt Kent, the chap who found 54,500. I think it's 54,503. This is an interesting one. Ange, I've never heard of
52,503, but yeah, go on.
It was 3, wasn't it?
It is 3. You've got to get to 3.
Yeah, Ange, I've never heard of detectors being given away. Now, Ange, this is a very good point, and that's one of the reasons I brought Alan on the show tonight, because we're all well, we're not all, but there's other, there's FID, there's AMDS, there are other. We will say that on the show. There are other metal detecting things to sign up to. NCMD is the biggest, and it's been the longest, if I'm not wrong. But
40 years, over 40 years.
Yeah, the communication, I think, needs to be spread more. So if you're not on Facebook, you don't go on the web. You get digging deep, and you get digging deep. Say you didn't win a detector because you didn't know about the prize draw, if that makes sense. So, and I think the way things are moving on, like tonight you're on the show, and I think Christmas, Alan, we're potentially talking about having you on again with something. So yeah, you're right, Ange. Detectors were given away. Many thousands of pounds were given away to members, and it was printed in Digging Deep.
Just on the membership. So we do also. Sorry, we do also give. We send out emails, news updates. So everything that we do and all the information that we're, all the things that we're doing go out to all our members. Now, not everybody gets it, because a GDPR thing means you need to go on there. You need to go on your. You need to log into your account and make sure you've ticked to receive emails. Because if you haven't ticked to receive emails, you won't receive emails. So you do need to do that. It is important, because all the information we send out is, and we don't sell your data, but it's important information. Yes, you can leave NCMD money instead of leaving it to your kids. That's a very good use of it. At least it'll go to a good thing rather than getting wasted on holidays and a good time. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. I mean, thank you for that feedback. I've made a note of that, and we will have a look at that. Adrian should call the hotline. Yeah. You'll probably need medical help, and we'll be able to help.
Yeah, I probably will. I probably need a defib machine.
Just to do about this thing about giving away metal detectors. The NCMD doesn't give away metal detectors. What the NCMD does is, at Christmas, we have a Christmas draw, right? And we allocated £10,000 because we thought it'd be a nice idea and a nice way of giving something back to our members. So we allocate £10,000 to be spread across all our members across the UK. And basically, the 2 top prizes are a metal detector, and all the other prizes are then split down into a range of prizes. And lots of people get to win, and all those that win are over the moon.
Matt Kent, the membership card, yes, you have it on your phone, and it shows all your details. But you also get a little tiny key ring about that big, like a thick, like credit card.
Well, you get your normal card.
Yeah, you get your normal card, but you also get one to go on your car keys, which is quite good, because if you lose your car keys, I think I'm right, Alan. There's people who phoned up the NCMD saying I found a set of car keys, and the NCMD can track them back to the member. Way! So
correct.
It's got a free car key recovery service.
Yeah, about half a dozen times we've had that.
Yeah. So yes. So anyway, anyone got any other questions? Oh, it's flown by tonight, isn't it, Shane? Shane, have you got a question about the NCMD?
No,
not.
Field. He's kind of answered all mine. I was just going to say about Philip Wills said just down in the chat after you said that, he said, why isn't the money given to the flows instead of putting it on detectors? And I was going to say,
but again, to clarify, we don't give away metal detectors. We put 10 grand away for prizes at Christmas for our members. But actually, that's a good call. We can run it to say, do we do that? I mean, there's some other things that like I said, there's a lot going on. Bear in mind, we've only been in post just over 2 years, and from where we were to where we are, we've come a long way in that time. We spend a lot of hours every week, working on all this. And there are a lot of things going on, and there are a lot of other ideas that we want to bring in as we go forward. Supporting the FLOs, do you know what? It's fantastic that you guys are thinking that, because it is important. The more hoards that get found, the more hoards that then have to go in the system and be conserved. So it does stretch them, and there are issues with money. And
right, Alan, you're very fortunate tonight, because we're going to put it in. Right, tonight we're going to have a quick Adrian's Wall. Do you know what this is, Alan?
No, go on.
So this is basically, I'll try not to mess it up. This is basically a find or an artifact that I have put on here, and I mustn't mess it up because last week I gave it away very quickly. So we have this grid here, and people in the chat have got to ask. There's no prize this week because I know who's probably going to win it. Shane knows what the hidden artifact is. So there's no prize this week because Dave's not here, and I don't know who's agreed to it. So someone pick a number in the chat or whatever.
I was going to say 13 myself.
Shane, you know what it is, but don't say.
To be honest,
anyone else in the chat?
I couldn't tell from that anyway.
Someone in the chat, Shane, got a number?
10.
Alan, do you know what it is yet?
No, not a clue.
Someone said 15.
Well, I'd say 12.
Ooh.
Alan's going for 12.
Axe said Roman ring. Someone said 20. Cross, horse pendant.
Another number?
11. No one's got it yet.
Any other number? Come on.
No one's saying one yet.
It's not a pipe.
22.
Any numbers coming in, Shane?
14's just come in. Saxon brooch, someone just said.
No. I think
23.
this is better than the Olympics, isn't it? It's so
There
much.
you
Well,
go.
apart from what's that?
Derek Gibbon.
No, has he got it? Has he got it?
Well done, Derek Gibbon.
Derek, well done. This is a copper alloy. Well, it says probable, but they always say probable, but a candle holder in the form of a stylized cockerel with an integral conical socket. The bird has a long neck with a small beaked head and stylized comb. Well done, Derek Gibbon. I am sure
that was a hard one. That was Aid.
That was a hard one. That was a very, very hard one. How do I stop sharing that? Right. We fitted that in. So those in the chat, flipping egg. What's happened to the comments when I went off there? I don't see them.
You asked me for numbers and it was being spammed. I couldn't see it.
Yeah, it was very, very quick. But we're nearly finishing the show, and I'd just like to say thank you very much to Alan for coming on tonight. Really, really good.
Mate. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Alan.
And
thanks, Sean.
and
better soon, by the way, Sean.
Yeah, Shane. Shane. Those who just joined the show, Shane's got COVID again. I think you're the actual main spreader for the UK, Shane. Because how many times have you had it?
I've only had it 3 times.
Yeah, well, that you know.
Yeah.
And you'll be going to Rodney Cook, Shane, won't you?
I certainly will.
And Alan, you're one of the main organisers with Barry Cook. who has something to do with Gary. And like we said earlier, this year I think it's going to be, every year gets better and better and better and better. And hats off to all the organisers and the stewards and the people who do it, who don't get paid the whole weekend. They don't detect either. They're too busy running around with water bottles and mini buses and stuff like that.
You guys will be there from Wednesday, getting it all ready.
I will be there from Thursday afternoon. I'll be helping with the showers with Fodder. Me and Fodder will be running the shower cubicle for people. Hang on a
minute. You and Fodder and the shower block.
Well, yes, but last time he was trying to mend stuff. He had one of them drills. He said we need better drainage, and I said, Fodder, you're drilling it like 2 foot up, 3 foot up in the cubicle. And he said, no, but if it floods. But he did a good job. So hats off to Fodder. But yeah, Shane, thank you for coming on tonight, talking about your DEUS Master. And like I said, anyone who wants to find out about Shane, go on his YouTube channel and look at his videos and the amazing finds he's had with his DEUS Master, and also his special program he's got if you want to use it. If you look at his YouTube videos, you'll see that something's working right. Probably not Shane, it's the machine. But once again, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Shane.
Can I just ask one last thing before I go, mate? And that is,
you can go to the toilet.
Any of you experts out there that are, really good on fines, Derek Gibbon, for instance, if you want to be involved in on our judging panel for the NCMD competition, we've got people like Michael Lewis and so on from the archaeology side of things. We've got some guys from our side, but any other detectorists that want to get involved on the judging panel for the NCMD competition, please let me know. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Aid. Thank you, Alan.
Everyone for watching. And next week, the big man's back, and it'll all go Barney with him on the show like it normally does. So thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for all the guests for the last 2 weeks. Take care, everyone. Good luck this weekend.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
See you later.